and soggy Dublin. It is coming down hard, but I'm hearing this is typical Irish weather. We're gonna be checking out some of the top things to do here in Dublin, so that way if you're coming here or you're just interested in travel, you can see what there is to do, what there is to visit. Now, just a quick disclaimer, everything featured in this video isn't necessarily the best thing. It's not necessarily all there is to do in Dublin. It's just some of the things we'll be doing and that you might enjoy doing yourself. For our very first stop, we are on church grounds and we're gonna be headed underground. Things are about to get a little bit spooky. This church was founded in 1095. The current structure dates back to the 1600s, and while that history is certainly interesting, what makes this place a worthy stop is the burial vaults located underneath.
One moment till I get you some light.
There are 5 burial vaults, and to see them, you'll have to go on a guided tour. The vaults are long hallways made of limestone, and for our visit, the ground was muddy. Thanks to a perfect mixture of temperature, dryness, and methane gas, there are a handful of mummified remains in the vaults, some of which are exposed.
The coffin against the right-hand wall is about 150, probably 200 years old. And the figure resting on top of that is about 400 years old. The third one, 800 years old.
While many of these graves are hundreds of years old, the vaults are technically still active.
This one is still used by the family today. In through the gate, there are 3 recent burials, cremations. The last one was almost 3 years ago.
Oh, that's just...
I just stumbled coming out of a crypt. That's gotta be a bad omen. Next stop, Jameson, to learn about whiskey and hopefully drink some whiskey. The Jameson Distillery in Dublin, or Jameson Bow Street, is not where Jameson is distilled now, although it used to be, but those days are long gone. Nowadays, the building is used in a more educational manner to teach you about Jameson and Irish whiskey.
We're doing the Bow Street experience today, which was €22.
The Bow Street experience is just one of several things you can do here. They offer whiskey blending classes where you can blend your own whiskey. There's classes on making whiskey cocktails, and they even offer a cask draw experience.
It's an interactive tour, okay? So the more you give me, the more you are going to get. And as a reward for waiting all the way to the end of the tour to get me whiskey, we're going to give you more whiskey.
The Bow Street Experience Tour starts off by teaching you about Jameson's rich history before proceeding to a room where you learn about their process for producing the sweet nectar that is whiskey.
The word whiskey comes from the Irish language, Ishka Baha, which means the water of life. John Jameson. He discovered that if you triple distill your whiskey, you double its smoothness. And that's what we do in the spirit still for our third and final distillation. By triple distilling a whiskey made from both malted and unmalted barley in copper pots, we have made pot still whiskey the essential style of Irish whiskey.
As you watch the tour guide, you stand around a table that contains items and scents that are used or developed throughout the whiskey making process.
Take a bit of the barley and just rub it between your hands, like so. Take a piece of paper and spray it with a bit of the pot still canister. That's the one on your right. It's strong, isn't it? Very strong, robust.
Oh, wow.
From here, you move on to the best part of it all, taste testing and comparing whiskeys.
On the table in front of you, in the middle, we have our Jameson Irish whiskey. To the left is the world's best-selling brand of Scottish or Scotch whiskey. And to the right, we have the world's best-selling brand of American whiskey. I know. Now, by observing your whiskey's tears, you can learn a lot about it. Thin, fast-moving tears will indicate a light-bodied whiskey, whereas thick, slow-moving tears will indicate a full-bodied whiskey. Breathe out. Very, very important. I recommend that for all spirits. It allows the alcohol vapors to escape your body.
That is it for the tour.
So your tour ticket comes with a free drink. So what I've got here is ginger ale Jameson and a lime. It's good. Next stop, the Guinness Storehouse for more booze. You may notice I'm wearing different clothes. We actually did this on a different day, but this feels like a good time to bring it up because, yeah, alcohol. Anyways, the Guinness Storehouse is located in the St. James's Gate Brewery, aka where they brew Guinness. No, this isn't a tour of the brewery. Instead, it's an immersive look at the world of Guinness. You learn about the brewing process, what makes Guinness Guinness, you learn about their famed advertising, and so on. And of course, you'll get a couple of tastes of this delicious beer. Now at the end of the tour, you get to go up to the Gravity Bar, which is at the top of the building and looks out over Dublin. Your ticket includes a free pint of Guinness, so drink up. It's very smooth, very smooth. Is it better than what we have in the States that's imported? Yes. I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. Mother Nature is now out for us, back with a vengeance. It is pouring rain here in Dublin. Jameson, awesome. But now it's time to head to the Dublin Castle. Woo! This castle is located right in the heart of Dublin and is a major complex for the Irish government. The castle's been around in some capacity since the 13th century, and in 1922, after centuries of English rule, it finally fell into the hands of the new Irish government after Ireland got its independence. There's much to see inside, including a literal throne that was built in 1821 for King George IV's visit to Ireland. It's a neat stop, and I definitely recommend it. Now, we took a self-guided tour. It took about 30 minutes. It's only the main building that you can see, but there is a 1-hour guided tour that includes a little bit more. We didn't have time for that, unfortunately, but so if you're coming here, you have 2 options. Now, how much was the self-guided tour?
It was only €8 a person, so I feel like it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah. As much fun as Dublin Castle was, it's now time to head to Temple Bar and get Hello. Temple Bar is a well-known neighborhood with cobblestone streets and numerous restaurants and bars, perhaps the most famous of which bears that same name, Temple Bar.
What is that?
It's a whiskey sour.
And I got a Guinness.
Cheers. If you decide to visit Temple Bar, just know that it can get pretty busy and you'll likely be paying a little bit more for whatever you buy, as this area is a tourist hotspot. Well, it is a new day here in Dublin, Ireland. Like 4 or 5 days have passed since we last shot a video. We spent those days driving around Ireland. We saw loads and loads of castles. We drove around the ring of Kerry. We even went glamping. But now we're back in Dublin and we're here to check out the Irish Whiskey Museum. Hey, if you're gonna drink it, you might as well learn about it. As the name implies, this museum is designed to teach you all about the history of Irish whiskey. The tour takes you through several different rooms to help better set the scene and tell the story and the development of Irish whiskey. The tour guide tells some jokes, and at the end, you'll get to try some more whiskey.
Tastes like a barrel.
It does taste like a barrel, it's very smoky too. Tickets start at just €20, and the tour lasts about an hour. Money well spent if you're a whiskey drinker. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, and if you're new here, consider subscribing to continue following my travels. Lincoln out.